Hey, it's Mac from Plumbing Deals. Today we're going to install a brand new Delta kitchen faucet. We have one of the touchless ones. We're going to be replacing kind of this antiquated 2-hole faucet here where we have the spout and we have the handle here. So we're going to go to a single hole, single handle pull down, and then we're going to put a soap dispenser here. Be a little bit more functional and cleaner look for the kitchen. All right, here's our new faucet from Delta. This is a Rinaldi. It's going to be in their Venetian bronze. We'll cover all the parts really quick. We have our manuals here. They have our recommended tools. Pretty much just basic hand tools are going to be needed for this. We have our Delta supplied installation tool for tightening this up, along with a couple of things to connect our supply hose. This is going to end up being our solenoid to activate the touch and touchless features of the faucet, and then our battery pack as well. Pretty nice. We got some included batteries here. Always good to have. And then we have our faucet. Perfect. You'll see at the base of the faucet, we're going to end up with our connection to the solenoid. This will actually end up telling you the temperature of the water and let you know when it's on as well, which is pretty great. And of course, we have the pull down weight for the actual pull down spray hose. Every now and again, you'll find a faucet that'll really give you a tough time when you uninstall it. That's why it's always handy to have a bunch of different tools available to get that taken care of. But in order to do that, we'll start with turning the water off. And just to make it a little more visible for you guys, I'm gonna end up dropping the disposal out of here, just so we have better visibility and we can show you exactly what's going on. Let's start with the water supply and go from there. All right, so we're gonna start by shutting off our hot and our cold water and undoing our water supply lines. Double check that your faucet isn't running. Just open it up really quick and drain it down. So this is our spray hose over here. A little tough to see, but this is a quick connect. I think this looks like a Moen. So you can just push that guy in and you're gonna come up and there's two, let's see if I can get it in here. Two little clips here. We'll push these in. And then this whole piece comes out. And then we're just going to use a basin wrench to get that off. And I believe we'll do a basin wrench on this side. All right. Simply undo these with your basin wrench. This one is actually in pretty good shape, so I didn't have to work it too hard. Once you get it broken, you can just use your hand and let it kind of go all the way down the shank. Oh, no. All right, with everything undone below the counter, we'll be able to pull our old faucet right out. Perfect. All right, we're just gonna drop the faucet in. Make sure your base is lined up with your logo. You'll feel it kind of click into place. And then we'll head down below and we'll secure it. All right, so this is gonna slide over the shank of the faucet, and our water supply lines are gonna go here along with our spray hose. And then we're gonna take our brass nut here and it's gonna go and spin up the shank to tighten. And then we're gonna secure it and make sure it's snug to the counter with these screws right here. It'll put a little pressure against the actual countertop. Delta does provide this really nice tool that our brass nut fits in, so it should be really easy to be able to get up there and turn it. I say that now, let's get in there and give it a shot. Cool. It's almost there. All right, and then the tool is actually gonna slide through our supply hose. Sorry, it's a spray hose. Ooh, almost got me in the face. Before I get this all the way tight, I always like to check the orientation of the faucet just to make sure that it's perfect with the sink. All right, and once we have the faucet facing the right way and our brass nut snug, we'll just tighten up these screws a little bit with our Phillips head screwdriver. This will make sure that the faucet can't go anywhere. Perfect. All right, here's our solenoid. We're gonna end up super simple to install. This just goes right to the actual like pull down mixer area that's connected to the faucet. and then you flip this up and it does our quick connect. They give you another one of these clips that's gonna grab our hose for the pull down, and that'll clip in right there. We'll show you how that looks under the sink, but I always wanna just stress how simple it is to install one of these touch or touchless solenoids with Delta. This purple wire goes right onto the shank where we put our brass nut where it threaded on. So that'll just clip on there. Basically kind of acts as a little bit of a ground from what I understand. Nothing to it. Just like that. And while we're here, we'll connect our little ground to the shank. Just clips on. We've got our wire from the base. It's gonna plug right into the side here. All right, we're gonna drop our weight onto the pull down spray hose, push our spray hose onto the solenoid, and then connect our quick clip. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get our water supply lines installed. Delta's taking the time to color code the bottom of these, so the hot and the cold are gonna be red and blue. And then you can cut these down if you want. I generally think it's a good idea just to kind of loop them and bend them inside of the actual cabinet itself if you have the room. I always like to get these hand started on my angle stops. All right, here's our battery tray. So this is gonna attach right to our solenoid. I always like to make sure I get the water on before I connect this. It's not a bad idea just to kind of take a peek at it, follow the positive and negatives on these, make sure you get the batteries loaded into the tray right. All right, and now we're gonna come in and get the water on down here. So super simple, these are quarter turn valves. Kick both of those on. And like magic. So we have no power for the actual touch or touchless features of the faucet. So this will actually work just like a normal analog kitchen faucet. So we're still able to use our lever to be able to turn this on and off, get hot water. We have our pull down with our variety of sprays. Now let's get our battery pack into the solenoid. And it's got little feet on it, so you can just kind of set it there. It doesn't really take up a ton of space. I generally prefer using the battery pack instead of getting the AC adapter for these. I have heard sometimes that if you're using the AC adapter and your power goes out, the solenoid ends up actually sticking open, and it actually kind of creates a little bit of an issue where your water is just on. So generally these make it so even during a power outage, you can still use and operate your faucet the same way you would without the power. So let's go ahead and check the faucet out and we'll run through the features. Now that we have our battery pack plugged in, you're easily gonna be able to head over to the faucet and start using it. So it's still gonna operate like a normal faucet. So if you have guests over or anything like that, it's pretty much guest proof. So that's with the touch, but you can just stick your hand right in the middle there. It's a really nice feature if you're cooking, your hands are all messy, slide your hand in and out and it just turns off. Or if you prefer the touch, works just like that. Our LED base, as you can see, will stay the temperature of whatever the color is. So purple is gonna be kind of a mix of hot and cold, or warm as some people like to refer to it. But as I go all the way to hot, you'll see our LED base starts getting more red, letting us know that we're using warm water. And now we're at blue for cold, so that'll dictate our temperature and kind of let us know at a glance where we're at. Now that you have everything installed, if you wanted to change the settings on the faucet for the touchless, it's really straightforward and simple. We're gonna end up holding our hand at the base of the faucet for a few seconds while the lever is in the off position. 3 red flashes is gonna turn it off. 4 purple flashes is gonna be low sensitivity, and 5 blue is gonna end up being high sensitivity. Really easy to change. Just remember that when you do it, lever needs to be in the off position. So once you grab it, after about 6 seconds, it'll indicate that we are in the low sensitivity mode. Then we can turn the faucet on. You see how it's not as sensitive as it once was, but if you go slow, it still activates the faucet. If we turn it off and hold the base again, super simple, another 6 seconds, and then it'll roll right into the next setting. So now touchless is off. So no matter what, it's not gonna activate. It'll still work like a touch faucet, but no touchless. Hold the base again for 6 seconds and we'll go into the high setting. 5 blue flashes. And it's that simple.